I want to talk about your bum ditty. And actually, more particularly, I want to talk about my bum ditty. So, here's the thing. I used to teach, and almost everybody does teach, starting out. Everyone tells you that your hand goes up and comes down and maybe strikes a single string, but your thumb comes down and rests on the fifth string. That's your bum of a bum ditty. So after this comes in, this comes down and rests here, then it comes down again, and this time it pulls off. Now, people ask me why, when I play, it looks like I'm playing so many drop thumbs. I'm not. First of all, here's what a drop thumb is. With a drop thumb, you strike, like I'm doing the first string here, and then your thumb comes to rest on, in this case, the second string, and then it pulls off. That's a drop thumb. It's the same motion as this, only your thumb is closer to your finger. Okay? So, this is what everyone teaches. Bum and ditty. Comes down on the fifth string, comes down again and pulls off. That's not what I teach anymore. And it's because I don't do that, really. What happens to me is, that first bum that you play, you don't need your thumb up here. And ultimately, it can slow you down, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of drop thumbs. I'll show you what I mean by the fact that my thumb just dropped. I'll try not to think about it, and I'll just play. See how my thumb is just going up and down? Those are not all drop thumbs. There's only one drop thumb. I'll tell you where it is. It's not yet. It's in the A part. Here it comes. Bum diddy drop thumb diddy bum 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 diddy. Okay, so in that tune, I am going drop thumb diddy only once, and yet my thumb is doing this the whole time. So these days when I start teaching a basic stroke, I usually start with ditty, not bum ditty for one thing, and ditty is just this, or maybe this, or this, or this. So that ditty, your thumb definitely needs to, for the T of a ditty, ditty, it definitely needs to be there. You always want to emphasize the first note, this one, or whatever is the bum you're playing, of the ditty, a little more than you do the thumb. And a ditty can also be a brush stroke. What I'm doing is I'm using all my fingernails and still catching myself with my thumb. Now, the other thing that I used to teach, and I no longer try to tell people to do, is to come make everything up and down like this. In fact, let me play a little of... You can almost see that my hand is just as much forward and back as it is up and down. It's kind of both. It kind of goes around in little circles like this, actually. Trying to play it without my other hand being in the way. Anyway, so think of it more like knocking on the door, which is also going to give you that nice little cluck if you're after it, and less like up and down in the same plane as the banjo neck and pot and everything. Think about back and forth motion a little bit more. More like that. Okay, so why does my thumb look like it's going up and down? Because I don't need it for the bum. I don't need it there at all. So I'm just striking. I'm not striking anything with my thumb. My thumb doesn't need to be there. Now when I do a ditty, it definitely needs to be there. So don't assume that you can't have it there, that I'm not going to insist that you have it there ready for the ditty. You don't want to do this and then go chasing around looking for this. The same with the drop thumb. They have to strike at the same time. You're striking there, and then you're pulling that off. Same with the ditty. You're striking it. This is already there. It hits the same time that this string finger's hitting. This one's coming down on here, but then it pulls away. And if you're thinking about a round motion, that's because when you do that pull away with your fifth string, that's what you're kind of doing. So with this hand, sometimes, new credit card, I'll just do that. If you're having a hard time keeping your hand in a good position, you can try this. Even with this, my thumb just does this rhythmically when I'm doing it. But that's a trick that I think Adam Hurt uses sometimes with students to try to get them to hold their hand in the right position. And goodness knows he holds his hands in the right position. So let's take a page from his book if you like. Anyway, if you find yourself, this isn't something I set out, I'm going to try to make my thumb move rhythmically. No, I didn't have anything to do with that. It just happened. But if you find that it is happening to you, I would say don't fight it. As long as your thumb is coming here for the ditty, for the T of a ditty, then don't worry about the fact that it's not there when you're striking a bum. Playing in my contra dance band, when I had to play right out front sometimes and striking some notes really hard, I even do what I tell people not to do, which is brace one finger against your thumb or something. But for accuracy and stuff, when you're trying to play really, really loud and precisely and stuff, I mean, I have done that. I don't suggest you start doing that. It's not really a good thing. But just know that if your hand starts moving, your thumb starts moving rhythmically down like this as you play, as long as your playing is smooth, don't worry about it. Don't try to fix it. It's fine. It's good. Okay? So, because ultimately I think having your thumb glued up there on the fifth string when you don't need it to be can cause you to do a little too much with your hand and not enough with your arm. And that's just this evening's 2 cents worth on that subject.